Welcome to week 6. Up to this point, you have redesigned what learners should achieve, how they learn, and how learning is assessed through neuroscience, project-based learning, and authentic assessment. This week brings everything together. Universal Design for Learning, UDL, is the pedagogical architecture that holds all of this work in place. The most important idea of week 6 is simple but powerful. Learner variability is not an exception, it is the norm. Learners differ in attention, motivation, language, culture, prior knowledge, sensory processing, executive functioning, and emotional readiness. Traditional education treats these differences as problems to fix after learning fails. UDL flips this logic. It asks us to design learning environments that anticipate variability from the start. UDL is not about lowering standards. It is not about individual accommodations after exclusion happens. UDL is about proactive design, flexible pathways, multiple ways to engage, multiple ways to access content, and multiple ways to demonstrate competence. In other words, UDL is about removing barriers, not reducing rigor. This week builds directly on week 3. Neuroscience shows us that emotion drives attention, threat and overload inhibit learning, choice and relevance enhance motivation, and the brain uses multiple networks to learn. UDL translates these insights into practice. The 3 UDL principles map directly onto how the brain works: engagement, why learners invest effort; representation, what information they can access; action and expression, how they show understanding. UDL operationalizes neuroscience into design decisions. You will now apply UDL to the work you already designed. For project-based learning, UDL means choice of roles and tools, multiple entry points into inquiry, scaffolded collaboration, accessible instructions, and milestones. For authentic assessment, UDL means flexible ways to demonstrate learning, rubrics that evaluate quality, not format, reflection as evidence of thinking, and equity through design, not exception. This is where UDL becomes concrete. Digital tools make UDL possible at scale. This week, you will consider captions and transcripts, alt text and visual accessibility, immersive readers and translation, adjustable pacing and timelines, multimodal content creation, LMS settings that support autonomy. Technology does not guarantee inclusion, but intentional design does, and this prepares you directly for week 7, where AI enters as a design partner. Your task this week is to redesign something you already created. You will choose either your week 4 PBL activity or your week 5 authentic assessment. You will then identify 5-8 barriers that could exclude learners, redesign using all 3 UDL principles, produce a concrete redesigned artifact, and justify your choices using UDL, neuroscience, and pedagogy. This becomes e-portfolio entry 6A. You will also write a short reflection. How does UDL change your understanding of equity, learner agency, and your role as a designer of learning environments? That becomes entry 6B. Week 6 is the bridge. Without UDL, AI risks automating inequality. With UDL, AI can support personalization, accessibility, and learner agency. So before we introduce AI as a design partner, we establish the ethical and pedagogical foundation. Design for variability first, then integrate technology. Welcome to week 6.